First of all, let me say Happy New Year to the following people. That's Oral, Kazakhstan. We've also got Yekaterinburg in Russia. And finally, Karachi in Pakistan. Happy New Year to all of you. To the rest of you, this is the final vidIQ channel audit of the year. Let's do this.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Hello everybody, welcome back to vidIQ, the YouTube tool and channel that aims to educate you on your YouTube journey. I should also say Happy New Year to everybody in Australia, New Zealand, Japan, South Korea and all of those countries currently east of around about India, mid-Russia, that type of place. For everybody west, that's the entirety of Europe right now, and all of South and North America, welcome to the 31st of December, the final vidIQ live stream of the year. I told all of you a couple of weeks ago we wouldn't be doing live streams on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, and then I decided to do them anyway, and so here we are. And of course I could not do this without our trusty guest in hand, who returns for his, I think, fourth appearance, or definitely the third appearance on the live stream, and promoted to I don't know, Vice Admiral, Lieutenant, First Officer, Auditor here. Dan, say hello to the vidIQ community as always.
Hello, Happy New Year.
And Dan, I'm going to let you say hello as well to the live stream chat first of all this week, so that I can try and do the speed version in a couple of seconds. So who are we saying hello to today?
Hello, chat. Does that cover it? No?
All right, that is Dan covering the entirety of chat. Go ahead. Okay,
I see Mr. Mondays here. Gail XO, Mo Vines, Egg with 25 subscribers, question mark. Raven Witch, Ghost Band. We have your boy Wiss, Eli Mack. Oh my gosh. Tell them to slow down for a second. That'd be great. Let's see. Greg Studios, Portrix. Hello, chat.
Let's just rewind that then. So somebody has a username called Egg with 25 subscribers, question mark. Or was that you just riffing? All right, well, hello to you with one of the weirdest, I'm not going to say one of the best usernames, but one of the weirdest. I'm going to say hello to the following people. That includes Mr. Night Gamer, Mozfu, King Set, Dirt Red, Weird Wild Pizza, Stephanie Baker, Steve Hunter, AD Alpha TV, and also our moderators. I've seen a couple of moderators already in the channel chat, including HFS Artist Heaven is here, I know that for certain, and I think super user Ted Motz was also here. I will say a huge thank you to those moderators who've been here for like a week, a month, the entirety of the year. The work you do on the moderation is fantastic, awesome, amazing, and I really do thank you for all of your work, and we'll try find a much better way to collaborate in 2020 and reward you with the work that you do. It really is appreciated, and they all do this for nothing. We sort of almost recruit these people without them even knowing it into moderation, and they never ask for anything in return. And I just want to just take a couple of minutes out here on a live stream to say thank you very much for that. What we do every single week, if you are brand new to the vidIQ channel audit live stream, is that we take a look at your channel and we advise on where you might be able to improve on your channel, what you're already doing right, and things of that nature. It is a completely free service, along with all of the YouTube videos that we do here on the channel, as well as the majority of the vidIQ tools that you can download from the link in the video description. What happens today is that you have a link in the video description. If you haven't already seen it, click on it and submit your channel for review. How this generally works every single week is that myself and Dan, or whoever's guesting with me, will take a rummage through the channels before the live stream to get a nice mix of channels who've submitted early, so that we can look at not just gaming channels, because a lot of gaming channels will start to come in the second half of this live stream channel audit as we start to go random. One thing I will also say as well, folks, this is your opportunity to have a second opportunity. Well, I'm saying opportunity many times here. This is your chance to get a second channel audit randomly by, let me just click on here properly. Actually, no, next to Dan right now. Dan, if you could point to your right. No, other way. Exactly the opposite of what you do now. Can you see there is a hashtag channel audits? What I want you to do on Twitter right now is the following. Include hashtag channel audits, and make sure you say channel audits, not channel audit. Then share this live stream link, and finally share your channel URL. And if you do that successfully, you may be randomly selected for a channel audit later on in this live stream. I'll quickly show you what that kind of looks like. Whoa, that's completely the wrong intro. Sorry, I'm trying to introduce Travis there, but I pressed the wrong button. If I share the screen here, so I've got this search loaded up now for channel audits, hashtag channel audits. So in about 20 minutes, I'll refresh that, and there should be loads of shares from you, and we'll select one of those channels to be audited later on today. And Travis's intro is starting again, which is fantastic. Whoops, I do apologize for that. Right, do not ask for a audit in the live stream chat, because you won't get one, and you may be putting timeout. Dan and I simply don't have time to look at the live stream chat. Super chats, while very welcome as a financial donation to the channel, will not guarantee you an audit either, because we don't want to create a financial barrier to what we do here. If you submit your channel, expect constructive criticism. For example, if we tell you need to niche down on one particular topic, and you say, yeah, but I like making videos on travel and beauty and vlogging, that's fair enough. You do whatever you want, but we're trying to help you grow an audience, and some of the things you hear may not be what you want to do on YouTube, but it is better for your audience. If you do not get your channel audited this week, then we have a wonderful little tool that will help you audit your own channel. If you have a vidIQ extension downloaded and installed, you'll see all of these tools down the left-hand side, and we have one called Channel Audit. You click on that, and bang, you get a full caveat of tools and information about what you're doing right on your channel, where you can improve, things that are bringing views to your content, where you can improve by fixing end screens and playlists and that type of thing. All of that is grand stuff, and a lot of this is free, so make sure to download it, a part of the vidIQ Chrome extension, and it is free to download. Let's go back to the live chat now. Is Travis's intro going to appear again? Yes, he is. Something's broken there. I'm going to have to fix that in a second. But if you do get an audit today, they are based off of generally Dan and I's first impressions. So if we're trying to work out what your channel is about 3 minutes after looking at your channel, the chances are that you haven't quite targeted the right audience, and it's not conveying the right message to your potential user base. And finally, test. All the things we suggest, plus all of the suggestions from other YouTube growth experts, try them all. And it may be that some of them work for you, some of them don't. At least you've tested them. And even when you do know what you're doing on YouTube to a certain extent, continue to test, because you never know, you may find a brand new audience with all of the wonderful things that you try out on your YouTube channel. And with all that being said, Dan, can you please fill with whatever you can fill with for a few seconds, because I need to turn off Travis's intro for some reason. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay, I found it. It's all right. I've turned off Travis's intro now, so it wouldn't come up again. Sorry, Travis. We'll have you back probably next week. Right, in that case, Dan, are you ready to do some channel audits?
I think I'm ready.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to press some buttons on Dan's sharing, which means that he will go blank for a second. But now, Dan, you should be able to see my screen.
Yes, correct.
Okay, and if I press a button here, that means, folks, you should be able to see this transition, which you can. And now, what we're going to start doing is auditing a channel. I've spoken at length there. So, Dan, I'm going to let you kick off this first channel, which is Mechanic CG, 1,500 subscribers. Let me just sort that so that it is the newest videos rather than the most popular. What are we looking at here to kick us off on this channel audit?
This must be a car channel, except the first thing that jumps out at me is, wait, those sure do look like cars from video games. So, am I looking at a gaming channel, or am I looking at a car channel that plays games? TDU2, that's Test Drive Unlimited 2. This is a gaming channel. And I will say...
let's just scroll down and see if we can get the continued theme here. Car Mechanic Simulator would seem to suggest that as well. Rage 2, is that a driving game?
It kind of looks like it by those thumbnails, but I mean, right off the bat, we see those thumbnails are all the same, minus the episode numbers.
Yes, so we're seeing some like almost a bit too much consistency and continuity here, aren't we?
Yes. So
go ahead.
Here's my first impression. you really work hard on your thumbnails, which is excellent. But then you take that hard work and you slap an episode number on it every week or however often you upload. It looks like every day.
Yeah.
If you're doing daily content, that makes sense as to why you would recycle your thumbnails. They're all very eye-catching, but the one thing I like to say, and I'll probably say it multiple times today, is every video you make is an opportunity to be seen by somebody completely new. So episode 4 doesn't really do a whole lot for somebody who's finding your Rage 2 video for the first time.
I would also argue for the people who've already seen your content, because it's a similar thumbnail, it doesn't really draw you, it doesn't really want to make you watch the next episode, because it's like, how is this different from the previous one, other than episode 5? All right, can you maybe sum that up in a better title? Like, why? Okay, it's episode 5, but what was exciting in that episode? So I think you bring up a fantastic point there about every video is an opportunity to reach a brand new audience. So I think that's a fantastic point there.
Yeah. Now, all that aside, I love the concept of the channel being not just games, but these are racing games. I cover this particular type of game, and that's a good way around the problem we see with a lot of gaming channels, which is, do I just play one game forever? Because I don't want to do that. So it's good to at least pick a genre, and it looks like you've done that. I would say that the most obvious thing here that I would do if I was you is go in and start making titles that are a lot more clickable and searchable, because no one is typing in the words Need for Speed Heat Walkthrough episode 14. You might look for Need for Speed Walkthrough, Need for Speed Heat Walkthrough, but
or beating a particular level, or a particular trying to access a particular item in the game.
If you play Test Drive Unlimited 2, you could start showing off different cars, make shorter videos, because these are very long videos. I would make some short videos about a particular car, show you driving the car, talk about the car, and niche down individual videos. I think would be a really good way to do a channel like this. Is, these games have a lot of content in them, and you can make a video about every single type of car. Maybe if you put, a bunch of customizations on one, you can cover that, like my, now I can't think of any cars off the top of my head, but my Ford F-150, new rims, or whatever it might be. There's a lot of opportunity with this channel, and you already broke over 1,000 subscribers. So, I mean, good on you. You're definitely doing some good stuff.
Yeah, this. I think we maybe spoke about this last week, whereby as soon as you mentioned the video length is quite long, that makes me think, oh, hang on, is this another one of these channels where they're sharing content through a console? So it makes it a lot more inconvenient to create custom thumbnails and create better titles, but at the same time, that's really what YouTube needs to help reach more of a diverse audience with each content. So if it is all content that's shared through a console, maybe you need to upload it privately, then go into a computer and tweak the thumbnail and the title and so on. One final thing I just want to point out here as well, Dan, is that I was looking at my channel a little bit before we jumped in here, and look at one of the most popular videos, all one game, which is Car Mechanic Simulator. So when they were niched down on that particular game, they were doing really well. But then there's always that question for a gamer, when do they move on to the next game? They did it, and unfortunately they haven't taken all of their audience with them. I mean, 80,000 views on one of the videos here, and another one here with 10,000 views and 5,000 views. So they were doing really well. Could they've continued to make content? I'm not sure. Maybe it ran out of steam, because you can see here as we go down, still all of the same game, but the view counts are starting to really drop off as well. So I think there's a huge challenge there, and it feels like they've got the niche right, but they haven't necessarily got the thumbnail and the titling strategy correct to continue to keep an audience invested in their content.
Right, and I would say that on that first Car Mechanic Sim video there, I'm willing to put money on the fact that you probably didn't say in the beginning of the video, subscribe, because that's a lot of views. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'm not going to put an amount of money down, but but that's always a good thing to do at the top of your video. Remind people, hey, subscribe for more stuff like this. Yeah,
it's a good point. We're looking at maybe probably about 120,000 views in total in the top row here, and you've converted 1% of those into subscribers. So yeah, I think maybe calls to action at the beginning and the end of the videos might help you there as well. That is Mechanic CG, and this was the first channel that submitted their channel for audit this week, and I always try to audit the first channel that is submitted. We're going to move on now to Addy Alpha TV. This channel has just over 1,000 subscribers, so congratulations on hitting that first landmark. I'm not sure what your channel is about from your channel banner. You've got some explosions in there, and you seem to be wearing a mask in one, and it kind of feels like it may be somewhat of a meme or prank or sort of controversy type of channel a little bit. And that what was pushing me onto that one is that I was looking at the likes to dislikes ratios. This is one of the free tools that vidIQ has, and it looks as if you get a lot of likes versus dislikes. And then I keep seeing this name come up, the Tekez Kid. Apologies if I pronounced that name wrong. I had to do a quick search on this person, Dan, and apparently it is I think a footballer under the age of 10 who's playing for a football team in the UK, but has over 1 million subscribers. So this Tekez chap is popular in themselves, and this video creator has decided to do what looks to be a little bit of, I don't know, maybe you might call this soft trolling. It almost feels like here, because it seems to be like cringing videos and delusional haters and things. So it feels like, in the one sense, that this channel's found a bit of a niche here of following a popular person on YouTube, but perhaps in the long term they're going about this somewhat in the wrong way, because they're creating perhaps like a negative vibe in the content that they're creating. That's what I'm feeling from. I mean, obviously we've not had a chance to watch any of the content itself, but that's how the thumbnails and the title seem to be suggesting themselves to the audience. So do you have any more thoughts on this, Dan, as a channel?
Can you scroll down just a little bit? We swapped from gaming, it looks like.
Yeah, some gaming to begin with.
But always, I saw a picture down there of Logan Paul. So always talking about somebody else, what they're doing, what's going on, which is interesting, an interesting way to go. I personally wouldn't dare make a channel like this if it was me, because I don't think I could pull it off.
Yeah.
But if you got over 1,000 subscribers. So,
yeah, I think the first video was on that person was 6,000 views. So they know that whenever they go back to this type of content, there's an audience for it, or at least it's shareable and discoverable on YouTube. But yeah, go ahead. You sort of thinking this isn't a long-term strategy?
Yes, that's where I was kind of going with that. It's something you can do for now. One or two things will happen. Either you might get tired of the topic at hand, or the person who you're memeing will eventually fall
Let me try
from
and say
popularity.
Parry. Yeah, I can't even say it. Memeing. No. You're absolutely right.
Parodying.
There we go.
Sort of.
Yeah, so I think strategy-wise, I think this creator has a good idea in that they've found something that works for their channel and they're doubling down. The problem is, I think, the content and the topic. It's probably being delivered in a way that eventually, unfortunately, might catch up to you. So, a lot of maybe decisions to make on your channel, Addy Alpha, in 2020. But congratulations on hitting 1,000 subscribers. But yeah, look at these likes to dislikes ratios. Maybe look at the comments. See how maybe you can work to become... How do I put this? I don't want to say more likable, because I just think you're probably burning through a lot of goodwill potentially in building a long-term audience, if what these numbers suggest to us are like. Let's move on to Coins and More UK. This channel now has 2,750 subscribers, and it seems pretty simple, pretty obvious from the channel banner and the thumbnails that this is a channel all about coin collecting. So I think you've definitely sold us on what the topic is, which is great. The thumbnails, I would say, are average. You have text in there, and I'm thinking maybe text might be relevant. I'm not sure. But I think one thing that's probably going to help you with your thumbnails is the obvious hero of each of these videos is the coin itself. So maybe you want to include like the paraphernalia that comes with it, or maybe you want to do a super zoomed in shot of the coin itself and all of the detail that you see in it. I personally think that would probably be better. I absolutely certainly think that the coin doesn't want to be that small because it's taking up barely 5% of a thumbnail, and that's what people are coming to see. So absolutely blow up this thumbnail. I would also maybe think about your titling strategy as well, because you have 2019 Wallace and Gromit 50p unboxing. If somebody's searching on YouTube, are they searching for Wallace and Gromit coins specifically? Or do you think they might be doing a broader search, which is coin collecting? And when I already did a search here, coin collection. And when we do a search for coin collections, you can see that there are some channels which are very small, but are sort of having a breakthrough here in the coin collecting genre. Like this one here, only 400 subscribers or just under. They have a video with 55,000 views. And I think the reason for this is because they've included coin collection, a broader search term, in their title, but they've also managed to encapsulate like a teasing story in there as well. Like it's going to have a bit of a story about family and the fact that you inherited these coins, and that makes it much more appealing to a potential viewer to click on it. So I think going forward, trying to keep all that you have in there already, but then also making the thumbnails a little better and trying to tease a little bit more of a story in your titles, as well as having that root keyword coin collection or coin collecting in all of your titles. I may have exhausted all of the potential tips here, Dan, but what do you have anything else to say?
No, you did cover it. The first thing I see is like, oh wow, you have a cool hobby. Let's find a way to showcase that in these thumbnails a little bit better. They're like the cover of a book. You know, you don't like that people judge books by their covers, but that's absolutely what they do anyway. So you really need to take these coins and put them front and center.
This is interesting as well in that the channel has clearly pivoted in the last year. There was a lot of random stuff going on here, including like Disney songs, and then a talking greyhound, and then like trains. But now you definitely know that your channel is to be a coin channel. And I think eventually, as you improve your thumbnails a little bit and like you're just hitting that audience over and over again, I think you're going to start to build an audience pretty quickly and quite strongly. But yeah, I think thumbnails definitely need a bit of work, and the titling, while functional, just needs to be a bit more enticing to a person searching on YouTube and seeing one of your videos. Let's move on to the next channel, which is Pura. This channel now has nearly 3,000 subscribers. On first glance, it looks like a gaming channel, so I think that's already a fantastic start. Any gaming channel that has more than 1,000 subscribers, I would say, is already having success in the gaming world, since it is so competitive. Dan, I think this is the first channel that you pre-selected. What are we looking at here? It looks to me like a FIFA channel.
Yes, there are some Grand Theft Auto videos, probably some other games in there as well, but those are the first things I noticed. And I would say that FIFA has been a big hit on this channel. If you look at the most viewed videos, there's some good stuff there, and that's been working really well. So if the channel focus remains FIFA, I think it's going to continue doing really well.
And in particular, I think I've not played FIFA for a couple of years now, but it looks as if in FIFA there is like a card game that you can play. So not just like playing soccer matches, but there's also cards that you can collect, I think, to make the ultimate team. And all of these videos seem to be instructional videos on how to get more coins, and how to get the best cards. So when we talk about niching, this channel not only is niching video games, not only niching a game, they're niching almost like a sub-game or a small aspect of the game itself. And I've seen other card FIFA channels that have had similar success. So yeah, I think continue to double down on what's working best for the channel. Thumbnail-wise, do we have any sort of general thoughts here?
Yeah.
If you have like the arrow pointing thing, that's always a good thing, but maybe a bit too much text.
Yeah, not only would I say there's too much text, but I wouldn't use the Grand Theft Auto
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah, it's
so liberally. It's kind of cool looking, and you can read what's going on, but the problem with it is, at first glance, people are tricked into thinking it's a Grand Theft Auto video, and that's not really doing you any favors when you're trying to get people searching for FIFA videos. So definitely change the font, in my opinion, and perhaps less text, because the top video you have doesn't have any thumbnail text. There's little tiny text for the cards themselves, but that wasn't you. I'm just saying, that's, you can show games pretty prominently, like characters, things like that, and not have text over them.
Absolutely. And yeah, I would agree with you as well, Dan. Just a final point. In the last month, you've done 12 videos on FIFA. You have 3,000 subscribers, and look at the consistency in the view counts. 1,000, 500, 2,500, 13,500, 3,500. I think those are all really healthy numbers for the FIFA genre. And I would just say as well, maybe even going a little bit niche, like this one here, FIFA 20 cheap and overpowered 50k teams. Maybe you could do like almost a follow-up title to that one and be really specific and see how that works out for you. But Pure, I think I'm going to give you what we call a confetti of joy here, because I think you just got a really good channel that's starting to grow very nicely. Keep up with the good work. We're going to move on now to, if my notification bell works, the luxury hybrid. Life, beauty, style. Affordable meets luxury. Combine it all and have it all. I think that's a really cool value proposition there. It's an interesting way of the usual type of enticing shopping fashion proposition, which is get the things you really want for cheaper. So I like that. You've already got 4,000 subscribers, so you have some proven value in the fashion area of YouTube. There is one thing that glaringly strikes out at me when I do a bit of more research on this channel. Sort by most popular. And when you look at the best performing videos, they all have a particular theme in there. Dan, can you see it? Can you see it in 5 seconds? What's the common theme in most of these most popular videos?
The person's face, or we're holding up a bag. I think we're oh man, no, that's not consistent.
I was thinking a brand name.
Louis Vuitton.
There we go. Yeah, if I just do, so I'm just doing like a Control F find, if I can spell it right. In a vast majority, like the 4 most successful videos on your channel are Louis Vuitton, and then in the next 2 or 3 rows we've got some more mentions there. So I don't know if you abandoned covering that brand or you've always covered it but you just intermingle it with a lot of other content. I was just wondering if you can maybe really niche down for the next 5 to 10 videos and just cover Louis Vuitton brands and see if you build up an audience far quicker. The reason I say that is if we go to your general content, yes, it's all about affordable fashion, and sometimes you may stick with Zara for a couple of videos, but then the one before it is Sephora and then TJ Maxx. So you're trying to do these different hauls for cheap stuff, and I think maybe people just YouTube and the audience say, yeah, I want more of this particular thing from this particular shop, and so on. Like Zara seems to be the one that's doing a little and quite nicely for you in the last month or so. But you've also got other videos in there, like a Christmas tree fail and then dry bar disappointment, which I'm thinking maybe is just not connecting so much with your audience. Now, I've talked there about maybe strategy and titling. I've stayed away from thumbnails to let Dan have a little go on the thumbnails. What are you thinking there, Dan?
Just kind of busy in some of them, and there's like the home goods and toy shop. It looks like toy shop was a photo, and you typed home goods to try and kind of combine it with that, and then the problem is it's hard to read home goods because there's like a bunch of stuff behind it. That's just like one example. There are a lot of these thumbnails, like the Christmas ones, the TJ Maxx one. You can tell it's Christmas just by the colors, but other than that, you have to squint. You have to really try hard to see what's going on. So, yeah, visually, I would kind of simplify the thumbnails a little bit.
I think if we just take these 2 thumbnails in isolation, let's ignore the view counts for a second. If you look at this one, how long does it take you to work out what's going on in this thumbnail and this title? And for me, I'm still looking at it thinking, all right, find the perfect sheen. So it's maybe talking about the fit, but then you're talking about the struggle and then self-tanner. So I'm really confused by that thumbnail. Whereas this one is very basic, but it's, I think, you feeding something really cute. I don't know what that is. Though.
I think it's like a cat.
I thought it was a baby mole. There you go. But this has no text, and I think, but we've already established what this video is about within 10 seconds, whereas that one we couldn't work out what it was. So I think, as you said, Dan, less text and something, one object which is more focused and bigger on screen really will help you with your thumbnails. So luxury hybrid, I think we're generally recommending usual stuff with thumbnails, improve them, take out text. Less is more sometimes, and look at what's worked for you in the past in terms of the brands and the keywords that have really brought in a lot of views for your videos. All right, I'm just going to break off for a second because we do have a couple of super chats here that came in. I just want to say thank you to Tonio Games for your $1 there, and CMD La Vega. And yeah, you came from Sean Cannell. Thank you for visiting us here. Sean is a awesome ambassador and a great friend here at vidIQ, so thank you for that. And yeah, again, $2 here from Tony Games. Hope 2020 is great for you, for everybody, and obviously we share those sentiments. We'll move on to the next channel now, which is the Crumpet Crew Gaming. This is a channel name that needs to be said in a Yorkshire accent, so I'm going to do it again. The Crumpet Crew Gaming. That's how I would pronounce this channel. 23 subscribers here, so a new gaming channel I would suggest with a lot of content. Wow, a lot of content. Whoa, there's so much content here. Dan, you chose this channel, another gaming one. I think it's going to be sort of similar things that we've suggested for others.
Yes, my first thought with this channel was, breathe. Just okay. Breathe, because you have a lot of interest in a lot of games, which is awesome. But when it comes to gaming channels, there's some typical advice I like to give. We talk a lot about focusing on one game. We then say for gaming channels that can be a little unrealistic. At the very least, try and focus on a genre. But 7 Days to Die is nothing like Planet Coaster. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's Play Dungeon Defender, and then Command and Conquer. Just in this below, we're not even below the fold, and just in that section you had up, there were so many different games that I was just picking out, just one by one. And it's on one hand, you might be getting found for some of these games, but the people who may subscribe to you aren't going to stick around when they realize, oh, you don't really play that game a whole lot. You know what I mean? Yeah,
or it requires 5 videos to get back to what the
right.
viewer was interested in.
You've broken up, it looks like, a lot of long playthroughs into short videos, which is a common thing to do with Let's Play content. And I would say that if you're going to do that, I can't really recommend that for other reasons, but if you are going to do that, try and put those videos out all beside each other, so it looks like you're just going to cover this one game for a bit before you move on, and that way you can kind of start building your audience. But then the titles are really what I wanted to focus on too, because we're not really hitting a lot of search terms in these titles. Alpha 18 multiplayer day 7, 7 Days to Die. Alpha 18, probably good. That's the version of the game. 7 Days to Die is good, but what did you do in that particular video? What makes that video stand out over all the other 7 Days to Die videos? What did you get an awesome headshot? Did you have a really cool base that you were defending? I mean, try to make the videos focus on different things. Even if it's a long running Let's Play you broke up, find the coolest moment in that play session and focus in on it. Make that the subject of the video. Make your starting clip that part, and then go into the intro where you kind of build up to that point. That's just, if I were to word salad a bunch of advice to you, that would be my, that'd be my take.
I've got a question for you, and this is also for the chat in general, gamers out there. What makes you potentially watch a playthrough or a commentary game? Because my thought is that if you're doing playthroughs, soon enough it becomes as much about the video creator and their interpretation, their journey through a game. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, Dan, if you've watched like walkthrough channels before, but like, is there a particular thing that makes you click on one and not the other than obviously a channel with a reputation?
At risk of staying on this channel a little too long, I will say this: there was a time where I was really into a few creators in particular that had this strategy of, I'm going to play, well, it was one game, but I'm going to title my gameplay session like this: Minecraft episode 2, 3, 4. And I was viewing at the point where Minecraft was really new, and also gaming on YouTube was kind of young as well. So I don't know if it's because I grew up or it's because YouTube has changed, but I don't seek that content anymore. When I search for a Minecraft video, it's because I need something. I'm looking for a particular tutorial on a particular thing. Do you mind, real quick, can we go to a channel? It's called, his name is Pixel Riffs. Pixel, normal spelling, and then Riffs, R-I-F. Yeah, I think it's just, FF.
Okay,
yeah, there you go. Okay. Here's what I love about Pixel Riffs.
Hello, everyone.
Minecraft channel. Does very well. Good thumbnails, yada, yada, yada. Pixel Riff has a long-running Minecraft survival guide series, but every video is about a specific thing. So it's still the same Let's Play world that you've been following this whole time. Like this, you're getting to watch the world build. I should have started with that. That was like my favorite thing about watching those Minecraft series, watching a world start from scratch and watching 50 videos in. And it's just, I've been there the whole time, and it's just this whole blown up town now. Pixel Riff still does that, but every video is a tutorial or something crazy cool. Pixel Riff takes time to like try things, and then the video becomes about that and less about, oh, today I thought we would just go exploring. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess if this is a playthrough style channel, look at how the traditional walkthrough playthrough element of what we might see when we're auditing channels is hidden behind the story of the individual video, like how to design a honeycomb farm. So you're saying that this is all part of a huge series, Dan, but you could quite happily click on this video in isolation and not have to have a preconceived idea that this is episode 374 of his journey. Right. It's just an interesting video because, it's something very specific. And again, like bees nest hives, redstone powered ice farm, planning a modern ski village. I mean, that is intriguing in itself. Like building a modern ski village in Minecraft, that makes me want to click just to see if it's similar to Whistler near Vancouver. I think you're absolutely right. There was just some, I'm not going to say subtle changes, but you can completely change the perception of a video whilst the content may be very similar, but that's all done in a title and a thumbnail, and that's where I think a lot of video creators have to invest more time. You can spend hours creating the perfect video, but if you don't pitch it right to a potential audience and YouTube who are going to give you literally seconds of their attention before moving on, that's where you can lose a lot of potential viewers.
Right.
We are right. Okay, so thank you for that, Dan, and I think I share everything that Dan said with Crumpet Crew Gaming. Like, just breathe. Far too many games, far too many topics. Just try and stick to one generally going forward. And if I was going to pick a thumbnail out here of one which you may want to look and take forward, I think this one, maybe the top row, is the most striking one because there is one character. I would like to know a bit more about what that character is doing, maybe, but I think compared to some of the other ones, I think that one's pretty good as well. But like these ones here, where there's too much text hiding what's actually going on in the games, those don't really lend themselves to thumbnails. Right. We also had another thumbnail here, and I think, Dan, you need to add this to your resume. Oh, it's just not on screen. Let me see if I can get it on the chat. This was from Weemcast, and it says, Dan's been an awesome addition. Good job.
Oh,
winky emoji, and that was $2. So that we can personally give you those $2, Dan, for a job well done.
I'm glad we can put a price on my value with vidIQ. That's good.
Yeah, maybe Dan's got an audit bounty on him now. Maybe he can start charging. Yeah, so Dan is worth at least $2 per audit. How high can we get that? Next channel is VK Toon's official channel. I think this one, Dan, was another one you picked. I'm just going to have a quick look at it here. 350 subscribers. It looks as if it's a multi-language channel because you've got, I think, Russian in there as well on the channel banner. The About section is all in English, though. Looking at the thumbnails themselves, I'm seeing Primrose. Okay, this Primrose thing's coming up a bit. Anime shooter presentation. Is this game development or independent games?
This is an animation channel.
Okay, I was completely wrong. My apologies. All right.
But that's exactly why we're here.
Right. Yes. So why do you know it's an animation channel? Is it because you recognize a particular logo here, or like it's...
It was the name that tipped me off, actually. I saw tunes, and then I had seen the channel trailer as I was kind of scrolling through, and it was, you know, animation. But yeah, it's a little bit all over the place. There are some videos that kind of teach animation concepts, and then there are some that are just straight up cartoons. And I think the thing that struck me the most about this channel was there's a huge opportunity if you're an animator to have really cool thumbnails, and you don't even, you know, you could take something you already made and just screenshot it.
Yeah, with animations, you're expecting to see a character of some kind, aren't you? Or a big, huge, colourful explosion. And I found it difficult to pick that out when I was looking at the thumbnails. I think some of these top ones maybe are tutorials on how to use an animation program, maybe.
I think so.
Yeah.
The trailer, though, did a really good job of putting that front and center.
Let's watch the trailer then. I'm going to let that run and see what we've got.
So, you know, it's clear that this is, you know, an animation channel as a result of just watching the trailer, and so I just think this concept of like, look at me, look at my channel, look what I do, really should be speaking to me in all the thumbnails too.
Yeah, so you can see here, within 20 seconds, we understand that there's a lot of animation going on here, and then, as you say, it doesn't really translate at all, does it? It's text.
Right.
We bring all of the text in there, and it's like, oh, all right. It's a typical creator mistake here of assuming that they need to spell out what the viewer is going to be watching rather than trying to visually tell them. And in that case, this just confused me as to the channel. So I think, yeah, thumbnails definitely what you need to work on. I would also ask as well, are these videos snippets of you putting together animation? Because I know a lot of animators have the issue of it takes months to do an animation, so they have big long gaps between videos. So maybe you can try and fill it with this kind of behind the scenes stuff. And is that what you're trying to do here, video creator? I'm not sure, because the titles sometimes are a little confusing, like December the 13th, 2019 Kids YouTube Channel Exhibition. I don't know what that's trying to tell me, as if I'm just going to visit you on search and click on you. Concept art of Chrononaut using Harmony. I guess that's very specific content there. And then maybe we should just sort by most popular as well, because the channel has 350 subscribers, so they must have had a little bit of success here and there. Okay, so maybe you did a video that was in another language. So here's another interesting question for you then as a channel. Was there a conscious decision to maybe move from your native language to English because you feel as if there's a bigger audience? While that is always true, you have to remember that YouTube in the English-speaking world is very well developed and mature, so there's a lot of competition out there. Whereas in your native language, there might be a fraction of the audience, but it is such an underdeveloped area of YouTube that you can corner that audience essentially. So I was just wondering if maybe you want to pivot back, or you started a second channel in your, that might be Greek. I'm sorry if I'm getting the languages completely wrong there.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I thought it was Russian to begin with, but now I'm thinking that's more Greek script. Anyway, I'm sure somebody will correct us in the chats. So yeah, I think absolutely, thumbnails definitely need improvements to communicate more the animation feel of your content, getting rid of the text, and then maybe a question of what language should your channel be about. I've got a Dan auditing update here. So let me. We got another super chat that came in. I think I just saw. Somebody, here we go. You now have 30 SEK. I don't even know what currency that is. Dan from D-Cock. Koch, I think is the name, and Dan is worth at least $3. So I'll assume that is $3 in whatever currency that is. Dan is cleaning up here. All right, folks.
So wait. Is that 5 total, or is it just 3 now?
Well, it's 5 total, but I think it's like on an individual basis. That's how much you would be charging. So I think maybe if we call it middle ground now, Dan's worth now $2.50 per channel audit. Where are we? Right, we're up to 280 concurrent views. That's brilliant. Thank you. That must be because all of you are sharing the channel audit right here. So The last one we have here was from the 24th of December. If I now refresh this page, we should now see a lot more shares like this, which is beautiful. Thank you, everybody. Oh, hello. Awesome. Do you know what, Dan? I think we need to audit this channel. I mean, if you're going to do something as awesome as that, but you haven't shared your channel, 3411 Media. So unless you, let me get back. So unless you have your channel there, I don't know where your channel is, so we can't audit the channel. All right, so if 3411 Heavy Media, if you want to tell us your channel somewhere or in a tweet, I don't know, you may have missed your opportunity there. But yeah, thanks for. It's not Jasper, I know that, but it looks like a puppy of some kind. Anyway, I'm losing my train of thought. Dan, we are now going to audit one of these channels. So I'm going to scroll up and down very quickly.
Okay.
So where is it? 24th of December. So we want to start around about here. Right. So yeah, whenever, just tell me when to stop.
Stop.
All right, we're going to stop on the luxury hybrid. We've already audited them. So we'll go down one, which is iPhone Chris YouTube. But you've only shared your... You've only shared our live stream. You've not shared your channel. So unless you're here... All right, you're lucky. You're lucky. You need to share the channel in the tweet. That's going to help us. Anyway, I think we may have audited this channel recently. I'm getting a sense that we may have already done so, but we'll look at it anyway.
I don't recognize it myself, but I haven't been here that long.
All right then, Dan. So do you want to have a crack at this one? iPhone Chris YouTube channel, nearly 40 subscribers. What are we looking at here?
Okay, so it looks like you've been pied in the face a couple of times. I'm sorry about that.
Maybe there's a niche for everything. If he wants to do a pie in face channel, go for it.
Those, just at first glance, those are the best viewed videos you have.
Yeah, that's right. There's one here with 200 views as well.
Okay. So it looks like we're doing... I don't want to say it's a vlogging channel, but it kind of reminds me of a vlogging channel, but each video you kind of do something a little bit different. But then let's see, we have some announcements there. Pied in the face, pieing myself in the face. This seems to, maybe it's just pies in the face, actually.
Let's have a look at the about section. So you're making entertainment and crazy videos. Started on May 10th, or a long time ago, and yeah, it looks as if you're just trying to find your way on YouTube, and hey, maybe pies in faces could be... There's certainly nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm sure there's channels that have really crazy things. Like, you got 82 views there, 200 views there. All of these have got good views, even though they're 3 seconds long. It's kind of an unusual thumbnail as well, which it works in one sense there.
Yeah. I think this is a case of there's just some testing going on. I think this creator's just kind of trying some stuff.
Keep testing, having fun. I would definitely say. It looks as if, I wonder if that's our channel review that we did a while ago. Let's click on it. Let's see if it is. I'm intrigued now. Oh no, it's not. I would have been able to tell because we would have been on screen.
Did you review your own channel?
Yeah. Well, that's fine. Maybe he's commenting on what we said.
Maybe.
He might say, like, these are the things he's going to improve. Anyway, Chris, thank you for submitting your channel. Thank you for sharing on Twitter. And yeah, who knows, a pie face type of... Maybe you'd have to do it like with an apple pie and a rhubarb crumble pie, like use all of the different names. And like if you could do like a really good thumbnail of some that looks spectacular of that pie exploding, then that could be cool.
If you can get a photo of someone else pieing you in the face and get it, you freeze frame it at the moment the pie is at its biggest splat, make that a thumbnail. That's of course if you want to do that, if you do want to put pies in your own face. If that's what you like doing and shooting, your content, pie in the face person, I mean, own it.
There we go. Right, so we'll do another Twitter selection soon. But what we're going to do now, I think because Dan and I have channel audited all our pre-selected channels, we're going to do the random part of the show now, which works a little bit like this. Folks, I know it's a new year, but I've decided that we are going to have the eggs of random here. So when I click here, it's going to give us a number, which is 154. I go back to my channel audit page here, which has over 280 submissions now.
Whoa.
And now that I have a number, it's always fantastic. Thank you for all the submissions. I type in that number, and we take that channel URL, and we dump it in, well, we're not going to use the time zone. I was using that earlier on to say Happy New Year. So it's Samara, which is about to hit the new year, and where else? That place in Russia, and Muscat in Oman. So it's kind of like the UAE, Middle East, that's about to hit the new year. Anyway, I'm going to put in that channel, and this is the first time Dan and I have seen any of these channels, and we ordered them. And wow, we're going to start with a channel which has 112,000 subscribers.
Whoa.
First of all, congratulations on the success of your channel. Well done. We have done plenty of these channels before that are like acrylic paint pouring and so on. And what I can immediately see from this channel, which many of us don't do in this genre, is that they sell the art. They don't use any text, and they try and use as vibrant of colours as possible. And what they also try and do is describe their art in the titles, like Cloudy Ring. And you start to look at that and think, oh yeah, that kind of looks like what you're telling us in the title. I'm probably gonna now. I also assume that the content is very good as well, because like each is over about 15 to 20 minutes seems to be your average video length. But all of these have like very clickable thumbnails, like these rainbow ones especially. They're really good. So I think any art channel who's submitted and is similar to like in the acrylic pouring genre, you definitely want to check out this video. And I'm not sure what I would suggest more, Dan, other than maybe some of the thumbnails. You might want to try and get rid of these black borders if you can, unless you've done that strategically, because it adds a little bit of it makes it a little different to other thumbnails perhaps, but I'm guessing it's just because of the aspect ratio of the pictures that you're taking. Any thoughts here, Dan, other than awesome work? Channel's doing really well. Really,
really awesome. I want to know the most viewed content. I want to know where that was at.
Maybe there was a breakthrough video as well. I'd also ask a question as well, just while I'm looking at this. Why have you got, and this is like perhaps an art number. You might want to put that at the end of a title. It might just affect your search potential, because it looks like you're getting a consistent amount of views. Sorry, Dan, I will go back to most popular in a second. You'll get a consistent amount of views, which looks to be between 2 and 10,000, but you have 100,000 subscribers. So you're losing a lot of viewers somewhere. So maybe the titling might be one reason. Another reason might be because Dan's going to quite rightly look at the most popular videos, and it's like...
Right. I was trying to see something obvious that would have had a drop off, because that's a lot of subscribers, and it looks like, wow, that last video or the first one I should say, is almost at 1 million.
Yep,
that's awesome.
100,000. I think these thumbnails are maybe slightly better as well than the most recent ones.
That's what I was going to say. They look a little bit different, and what's different about them is that you can kind of see it's like a canvas like laying down, and the thumbnail's kind of filled out. There's no black bars on it. But they still have the same titling structure, and I mean, maybe it's just because they've been around a little bit longer. They've just kind of slowly accumulated views.
Could be. That's a good question. We don't often do this, but when is the oldest video? We want to see if this channel has been really persistent and worked out well. So I call these the YouTube OGs, the original gangsters. It's been around for 12 years, and it looks as if you did some cover versions in the past, so you've had your channel for a long time. This is interesting then. Wow, so you were around 12 years ago, and then you took a humongous break here because you went from 5 years ago to then you started doing all of the... So it's almost like you went off of YouTube and you learnt a craft in acrylic pouring. You've come back onto YouTube and you're just absolutely crushing it with awesome work.
Yeah. Shoot. So I don't have. This is one of those cases for me that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't want to say anything that that might deviate this person. Dude, you're doing awesome.
Yeah, I think it's in this case it's more finding what's working and maximize the potential of them. And it looks to be when you have these types of thumbnails. And I think maybe there seems to be a bit of a pattern of if if it's almost like a spotted version of an image or a color deviation. Creator, you're probably more well versed in like the different styles of acrylic painting. If you can figure out which of the patterns are working more for your audience, do more of them. Dan, I think you're going to say something there.
I was just going to say, like, I like your advice about the black bars and the thumbnails. But yeah, other than that, there's just really nice artwork. Like, just, man, I would hang any of these in my house.
Yeah, you can just see some of the thumbnails, like this one's got 60,000 views, and you can kind of see why. It's just so striking. Almost like that one's a really nice thumbnail as well. Maybe that one should get more. Yeah, just keep it up, Creator. I'm going to give you like the confetti of joy. I've never seen an acrylic pouring channel with as many subscribers and as many views as you, so you're probably already one of the leading channels there. So just keep up the fantastic work there. That is Gina DeLuca. I can't remember if I said your channel to begin with. I just said you had 112,000 subscribers. All right, let's pick another channel. First of all, though, I need to make sure that we have the right number in here. So I think we were up to about 289, so I'm going to set it at 295. And we're going to pick channel 162 this time. All right, what do we got here? Gaming channel. Back to Dan's roots here for this one. And it's Julio LOL. I'm going to call your channel.
League of Legends.
Oh, you can spot that immediately from the channel banner there, I would suggest.
No, LOL.
Oh. Folks, if anyone wants to clip that, and put it on as the last outtake of 2019 on vidIQ, then please do. Man, that's so embarrassing and stupid. All right then, Dan, you're clearly the gaming expert here. Tell us more about League of Legends. I know it's a very, very, very competitive market, so what does the channel need to do here?
I know it's called League of Legends, but that's only because I'm not good at it. I stopped playing it almost immediately as soon as I started because I'm very bad, and I was told as much by the community at large. So I will say I know it by name. I don't know the best strategies for that particular game for getting found because it is so saturated. On Twitch in particular, it's commonly one of the most popular games streamed, and I imagine on YouTube it does okay as well. So it looks like you have some live streams. They're very long. They've been uploaded as videos now that they're over. I have to say those are kind of your latest videos, and there's nothing wrong with leaving your live streams up. But when it comes to kind of growing a channel, I think you kind of need to, pick one or the other and, pick a growth strategy or try and find a way to kind of bounce between the two. But all I'm trying to get at is a 2-hour live stream that's just kind of titled League of Legends live stream 2 or whatever isn't really going to get searched, isn't going to get discovered. I would spend time, doing your streams, and then when you're not doing that, make videos about tips and tricks and things like that. Figure out what the League of Legends audience is kind of searching for. League of Legends releases new content all the time too. You can maybe invest in your profile a bit, get some new, I don't know if they call them outfits or I don't know. I haven't spent any money on League of Legends, but whatever microtransaction-y thing people might wonder about spending their money on, maybe you can kind of invest in the game a little bit and show some of that stuff off. I've seen that work really well for creators who play games that are kind of free to play with that aspect. Those are my general tips. It just seems like you really enjoy League of Legends. It's good that you're playing the one game. And I would just say that the live streams are probably not going to rank very well in search.
Yeah, I agree. And I think ultimately a question we ask creators when the first struggle is always what's their niche. Once I've answered that question, the next question is, okay, so this is your niche. You do realize that there's many other creators also in the niche. Why should I watch your content over somebody else's? And you need to answer that by telling your audience what your superpower is in the thumbnails and the titles and in the content. I mean, we always look at we can never look at the content because we don't have time and we don't want to get ourselves into, I guess, maybe because each audit would take hours if we did that. But I look at this channel and I see vague references to League of Legends. I think what stuck out most for me here was these sets of thumbnails here, which were the best plays of Season 9 or something along those lines. And that's all very good, but what's this? Is there a particular thing that happened? Like there was a particular type of rush that was really successful in that version of Season 9 or whatever? I need to know more in each of these videos to convince me to click versus going to a more popular channel where channels sometimes need to be the disruptors. They need to do something new and create a new type of content. And that's always a challenge, but that's how you're going to get discovered in a YouTube market now that's already well established and very competitive. Mm-hmm. So, Juliano, League of Legends. I will say, nearly congratulations on getting nearly 50 subscribers. We hope you do that very quickly in 2020. And yeah, maybe less live streams, more targeted content on what's happening now in League of Legends. Because you're right, Dan, as well. There doesn't look to be anything here really that's trending content in League of Legends. It's all very much the stock type of stuff, the live streams, the season 10 montages, like. What's in season 10? Be really specific in the keyword search there for your potential audience.
Right.
Let's move on to the next channel, which is going to be 130 now. And this is going to be another gaming channel, I think. It is. And this channel is called Squiddy. From your form on the channel. And here we go. What are we looking at here? This looks to me like it is a monster Fortnite live streaming channel, which is fine. And considering you have nearly 3,000 subscribers and some of your live streams are getting 1,000 views, I think that's pretty damn good for a YouTube channel, certainly.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad this channel came next because I was kind of getting to this point with the last channel. When if you're going to do live streams, stick to it. This is someone doing that, and you can see that the views are represented in that. They're kind of, as a live streamer, they're kind of growing.
Yeah, how many live streams have we got then? So, all right, so they had Roblox, which they look as if they decided to abandon. He's 25 Days of Christmas, day one was Roblox. And then he didn't do a single one after that. So, all right, you realised that you didn't want to do that and abandon it. That's fair enough. But yeah, mostly Fortnite. And I can see that you've tried to change your thumbnails again a little bit. I am going to say that maybe to keep an odd... It looks like you're changing your titles with each thumbnail, which is great. But can you extend that a little bit to your thumbnails? Now, I know that we may be accused here at vidIQ, actually, that we do use pretty much the same thumbnail for our channel audits and webinars every Tuesday and Wednesday. So I do accept that. But we do try and mix it up a little bit. We change it maybe to a new face, or the graphic is slightly different. But we are essentially doing the same thing each week. But I'm thinking here, if you could maybe include like an item from the game that was really important to you, might be useful. Or... if you don't know what's going to be in the live stream because you're playing it for the first time, it's like maybe what are your objectives for that particular live stream might be helpful in the thumbnail. It just when I scroll, like when I get to this point, all I'm seeing is thumbnail wallpaper. So unless I'm really invested in the channel and I'm going to watch you whatever, I'm just going to think, have I already seen this live stream? Or is this a new live stream? That can maybe get a little confusing for the creator. And also... do you want to try any short form content in terms of, you did one here.
Yeah, I was just going to say there is one.
Which didn't do that well, but maybe you need to experiment a little bit, taking some of the highlights from your live stream and turning them into montages. And if one's really good, you can push people in that video onto your live streams and say, hey, I'll do this every day. Check out the live streams. But yeah, for people for an audience of 200, 1,000 people to commit to these 2, 3, 4 hour live streams with 3,000 subscribers, I think there's definitely something that's going on there that's working quite well for the channel.
Yeah, I agree. I think that that clip right there, I killed him with a snowball. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's a stream clip. That's something that happened and you really, you thought it was really awesome. That would have been a great one to experiment with your thumbnails a little bit and put something a little more custom. When it comes to channels that just do streams, I'm a little more forgiving myself when it comes to like the same thumbnail over and over. Just because you're probably somebody who's streaming on almost a daily basis. And and when you're talking about 4 to 5 hour live streams, you're not leaving yourself enough time to really craft really nice individual thumbnails for every video. You got to go to bed and start all over again tomorrow. So, I get that. But when you're going to go out of your way and clip stuff, that's where I would start to, play around with thumbnails, titles, because if I didn't know any better, that thumbnail right there, I mean, I know it's just a screen grab, but I don't really know what game that is. And I killed him with a snowball isn't helping either. So just my 2 cents there.
Yeah. Or you could, another thing you can do is maybe create 5 or 10 template thumbnails so that you just mix in between them for the live streams that you're doing. All right, how many people have we got watching now? We're over 300. Wow, thank you. Congratulations, everyone. We really do appreciate your support. But also, we hope that you get a lot of value from the channels that we're auditing. We're down to 19 this time. Let's see what we got here. It's a DIY channel with 8,000 subscribers. Let's see here. Sean's Crafts, 8,500 subscribers. And it looks to be a DIY channel on cool things rather than essentials. So a cardboard Iron Man Infinity Gauntlet. That looks pretty cool. I'd want to click on that one. Pinball machines, electric skateboards, homemade Nerf gun. All of these seem really cool, interesting things. Here's what I'm going to suggest you do going forward is, Sean Crafts, tie these DIY things into popular culture so that when something is popular and trending in the world, make content at that time. For example, the reason this video probably got quite a lot of views is because we were seeing the Endgame Avengers film and you created a video that was made at around that time. Brilliant idea, perfect. You could have done similar things for Star Wars in December. What's going to be happening in the new year? Can you make any content that connects them to? Because what you'll find is that the people who are invested in your content will watch stuff like the hockey table and the pinball machine, but a much wider audience is going to watch stuff like a Nerf gun or a Zelda sword if it's connected to something that's happening in the real world. But an interesting idea for a channel here, Dan. I don't think I've ever really seen anything here about crafting popular culture items with what looks to be mostly cardboard.
Yeah, and you could, I mean, it looks like you kind of already hit that note with the sword from Zelda. Video games, movies, whatever is mainstream and popular, you have a really good opportunity to capitalize on that.
Yeah, so maybe as we move into 2020, try and make a list. This could be like your tentpole events. Make a list of when all the big releases are in games, music, video, and work out if you can make content surrounding that. I mean, you had like a really good run here, like 30,000 views, 100,000 views. That must have been when Spider-Man came out, which was just after the Avengers or just before.
I think it was just after.
Yeah, 18,000 views, 6,500 views. So people were loving all of this content here, but then we've had a few dud ones here recently.
And Marvel in particular has like all their movie releases for the next year or 2 years, like out there. You can easily start, getting ready. And the heroes, the comic books have existed, the characters on screen have existed for long enough to where you don't even need to wait to see the movie to know what the Infinity Gauntlet looks like.
Absolutely. Yep. So good channel, great ideas. You have a potential of having viral content if you just tie it into what's happening in the world with your stuff. Let's move on to the next channel, which is going to be 104. Okay, another gaming channel, it says here. Oh, this might be a difficult channel name to pronounce, but I will give it first shots. It is called Kinshodova. Kinshodova, that's what I'm going to say for this channel. You are a relatively new channel, been around for a couple of months. We don't know what your subscriber count is, but given the fact that you're getting some views in double digits, a couple over 1,000, I'd say you're more than 100 subscribers at this point, which is great. What is your gaming topic? It looks to be this thing called Fanny Lab Session, and then that starts to make me feel a little bit uncomfortable because I don't know what the gaming content here is. It looks a little risque, but...
ML, I think, is Mobile Legends. I only saw that in the channel banner. And
so there's some Mobile Legends stuff there. This game looks different now.
It looks like the Mobile Legends stuff does a lot better than Fanny Lab.
You are right, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, maybe going back to Mobile Legends and concentrating on that. Yeah, you had a video of like, your third video had, wow, so look at this. 60 views, well, that's the channel intro. 600 views, up to 1,000 views. Yeah, you should definitely be sticking to that topic, I would say.
Yeah, if that's a game you like, stick to that topic and keep doing what you're doing because you're kind of hitting all the notes. You're finding things that people are searching for and you're talking about them.
Absolutely. Thumbnail-wise, busy. Lots of text. Get rid of as much text as possible. Just as an example, even though this video did really well, even with a magnifying glass, I can't tell what many of these things are. So maybe just showing one of these characters and the bot image face on it would be much more effective. I mean, don't get me wrong, as a new channel, you're already doing custom thumbnails which are very colourful and you're spending a lot of time on the thumbnails, but just simplify. Make these 50% simpler and I think you'll have a lot more click-through rates from those videos.
Right. You want to check out the About section real quick? I thought I saw something you clicked there.
Yeah.
So currently playing Mobile Legends, other games that I play, Pokemon and Minecraft. I mean, okay. I saw Pokemon and Minecraft and I'm like, oh, I didn't see any videos about that when we were on the channel page, but okay, that's all I saw.
Maybe hinting at what it might do in the future.
Yeah. Those games, I would say none of those games are like the other. And I've not played Mobile Legends, but I know Pokemon and Minecraft are not. So just for future reference, just consider that when you start pivoting games that your audience might not carry with you because you're building, if you're, for example's sake, you're building a Mobile Legends audience and then you pivot to Pokemon. It's like, well, I liked the other stuff, or Minecraft or what have you.
Jolly good point. Let's go back to Twitter. We're going to do another random selection here from our channel audits to see who else has shared. We got some more shares. Thank you for that. So 3411 Heaven Media, you must be watching because you put the picture of a dog on again, but this time you've given us a channel. So we'll do this one, Dan, but we'll also do another one from Twitter as well. I think that's only fair.
Alrighty.
So we'll do this channel first. I'm sure we've audited this channel before. This channel banner looks very, very similar. I think it was a case of this was a group of people who were they were reviewing tech, I seem to remember. And I think the problem we had was that they were maybe trying to cover too much tech because we've got a gaming mouse, we've got noise cancelling headphones, we've got speakers, we've got an Amazon phone, shotgun mic, and how to stop chapped lips. This kind of feels like a channel which is reviewing whatever products might be sent to them, and it means that it's fine that you're getting stuff sent maybe for free. I might be wrong about that, but that kind of feels like where you're going because it seems like a lot of cheap budget type items, which a lot of tech reviewers get. That's fine, but the problem you will have is that until you decide that you're going to be the headphone master or the speaker ambassador on YouTube, your audience is going to get very confused as to what's coming next. Unless you pitch yourself as a channel that is tech on a budget and you specifically say everything that we review is going to be $25 or less. So you kind of maybe have that decision to make with your content. And I don't really see that that's changed much in your content. There was some stuff that did well down here, like an LED mood light, and then some headphones did really well. So there is a bit of an audio vibe that I'm getting from your content. Have you got anything to add maybe here, Dan?
I And I know we call me the gaming guy, so I'm not someone who can say for sure what's going to work in tech, but I do like your point of, if you're going to cover tech, maybe try to pare it down a little bit. Speakers and headphones are similar enough, but computer mice, headphones, we're starting to get a little bit farther away. And then chapstick, I guess that we're just trying something fun there. But yeah, what I will say, weirdly enough, is that when I look at channels like this, I kind of think of like the fishing channels. You have a channel that's just about one thing. It's about fishing. But there's an opportunity there for those, the fishers in the channel to start getting people sending them different bait, different rods, different fishing paraphernalia. But like tech, like headphones, good example. There's so many different types of headphones. You might think, it might be kind of boring, like a fishing channel, just to cover one thing, fishing. Headphones, but there's so many types. You could become the headphone authority, and now instead of getting sent random products like, here's the shotgun mic, here's this mouse, here's these different types of headphones I keep getting sent, let's review them, let's do sound quality tests of like this one versus this one. There's going into a niche can sound a little bit like, well, I can't just do a channel about headphones, but you absolutely can. If you can do a channel about something like fishing, I'm not trying to like harass fishers right now. I'm sorry, but it's just the first thing that popped into mind. You can do a channel about one specific thing is what I'm getting at.
And another thought from just on the thumbnails is that they're all good in a certain way, but they're all very different.
Right.
And I think the channel needs to decide on a color scheme, a font theme, if they're going to use text, whether they're going to be in the thumbnail or not. Think of channels such as MKBHD and TLD. And this isn't true for all tech channels, because like Unbox Therapy and Linus do this differently, but the hero of the content should be the tech. And I think that's just lost a lot in many of these thumbnails. For example, this one, the hero I think is a bag, but the text is so, Jeremy likes to use this word, rainbow vomit, that your eyes are diverted too much to the text rather than the bag. This one here, where it's an earphone, the earphone is so small and you have such big text that... and then faces as well. I think there's too much going on. I think what would maybe be more effective is a bigger blown up version of the headphones that covers one portion of the screen, and then $39 in the other part of the screen, rather than trying to. I think you're trying to include every element that you've heard about YouTube growth experts tell you about, and maybe you need to just pick one or the other. A couple. For each of your songs. Don't get me wrong, the thumbnails are okay. I think you're certainly practicing and learning and trying to improve, but I think you're trying to do everything that everybody's told you, and you end up with these just a bit too much going on in the thumbnails. And I would also say as well that with 240 subscribers, you are getting some nice views, and there's occasionally ones that are a bit breakout and do well. So by all means, continue doing generally what you're doing, but niching down, better thumbnails is where I'm going to end this. Dan, I think you had just one extra point.
I was just going to agree with you. Like these thumbnails, some of them especially are just objectively good, but they like the AirPods one's another example of something that you could have done differently. Whereas the AirPod, you could have had the person with the side of their face, but just really get on the AirPod. We kind of know what an ear looks like, so we'll see it. And you can kind of you could really make some of this stuff stand out. Like you said, the hero should be the tech, and in some cases, like there's a JBL Flip 4 review there. I didn't know that. I thought that was just like a can of Pepsi, because it's just not close enough in the frame. It's not taking up enough of the frame. So,
I mean, let's have a look at this one. This is like in complete contrast to all of yours.
Yes,
because it doesn't have any text. It's very similar to Unbox Therapy, so I think you're maybe trying to mimic them there. I think to begin with, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that can maybe just be a bit more in this corner, in this side of a frame. That would help. But I personally think that this is far more effective than, say, let's find another headphone thumbnail. Like probably, that's about beef steaks, but he's wearing headphones. Let's see. No, that one's pretty good as well. Is there another headphones one in there?
Other than AirPods one? Oh wait, the better than Power Beats, where he holding the box, lose weight ? Up kind of on that top row there.
Ah, right, yeah, okay, good spot. So I think that as a thumbnail is far more effective than that as a thumbnail if they are both about reviewing headphones, I would say. Now, you could maybe change this by changing the color of the background, but keeping it that simple may help you going forward. I don't know, it's just something worth testing. You look like you got a good amount of views on it.
It got really good views.
But that is in such a contrast between the rest of the thumbnails, where that experimentation was something that was really interesting. And I talk at the top of a show every week. Test. You may have learned all of these techniques from what we've been suggesting, but this one is the one that stands out for me as there was something different there. I quite liked it, but you decided not to pursue that as a thumbnail. Okay, that is 3411 Heaven Media. We spent a bit of time on that. An update here, a Dan audit update. No more donations right now, so Dan is still worth in between $2 and $3 per audit.
That's
now
fair.
we're going to audit another channel from Twitter. So I'm just going to refresh that again. So Dan, if you could just tell me when to stop. Wow, that dog came up a lot of times. I think one thing as well, folks, if you could only tweet once, because if you just fill up the tweets or the audits with more than one submission, to be honest, that irritates us, and we will find out, and then we'll just delete you completely. So yeah, try and do it once, because for example, this diamond one's come up a couple of times, and I'm less reticent to audit. Like this one, you've done it twice. Less inclined to audit. 3 times. So yeah. Unfortunately, you're definitely not going to get audited. Like, you've even shared this 4 times. I appreciate the share, but just once is appreciated. Sorry, I'm waffling. I'm ranting. Dan, let's pick a channel. Right. Let me get to. All right, so I think we're around about here, Dan, so just tell me when to stop.
Stop.
All right, it is. Yes, Chimera Jewels, hope to receive a channel audit. You certainly will, because you shared our channel. Oh, you didn't share our stream, though.
Oh no!
Oh, there you did. Oh, you recovered. You saved yourself there by sharing it in a follow-up tweet. Right. Chimera Jewels, let's see what the channel is about. You've hidden your subscriber count, so I'm going to have to guess that your channel has, I would say, thousands of subscribers, considering each video gets a couple of hundred views, which is good to see. Your channel then is about beauty, family, fitness, vlogs, reviews, and more. So, what I'm going to say here is, if I ask a creator what their channel is about, if they use the word "and" when they're describing their channel, it's about too many things. It needs to be more focused on one thing. Now, looking at your channel, maybe if we sort by most popular, is there a standout topic on your channel which seems to do really well? You got a popular nails one here, you got a popular hair one. It looks to be hair seems to be the most dominant thing that's most popular. I may be wrong about that. I'm trying to do this in 10 to 15 seconds. Dan, if you have an opposing opinion there, do let me know. But it looks generally about hair.
That was my first thought too, just based on
the thumbnails.
On the thumbnails, the banner, the logo or avatar, I should say. Like, hair is the most prominent thing. A lot of color. So yeah, that's what I would say. So
this might be a risky thing to do, considering that I think your channel already has established itself a little bit, because you're getting a few hundreds of views per video. I would recommend, but you don't have to do this, is maybe just concentrate on hair videos for the next 5 or 10 videos, just to see how they perform. Now, it looks as if maybe in the last week you've done that. I would suggest that most of these are hairstyle videos, which seems to be the case. So maybe you're already doing that, which is good to see in the last few months. I mean, there's a couple of nail ones here down there, but mostly hair. I would also say as well that your thumbnails are generally good in that they're very simple. You could maybe even focus in a bit more on the hairstyle if that's what you're showing off. Maybe the lightness, the brightness, and the saturation could be brought up a little bit to just give the videos a bit more punch. I feel there's a bit of room for improvement there. For example, like this one here, I can see the colour of hair, which is fantastic. I'm maybe missing a bit of detail in the hair, and you could maybe improve that with investing in a ring light, potentially. Like this thumbnail here, I think there seems to be a lot more detail and sharpness in these pictures as opposed to these. It feels a little bit like that. I could be wrong. It just feels a bit more sharpness. And then with your titling, again, I will be asking the question, why are you including a hashtag number at the beginning of your videos? Is this like an episode number? Do you need it at the beginning of your title? Maybe you can put it towards the end of your titles and test there. And are your videos titles matching search intent? Make sure that whatever hairstyle it is, the creator is including it in the title, and they're going to be searchable on YouTube, I would generally suggest. But other than that, I think there's a structure in place on this channel. It seems to be growing nicely as a channel, so keep up all of those things. There's just a couple of areas where I think there could be small improvements. Dan, is there anything else you spotted there? Or
yeah, you already hit the channel numbers, and the titles. I don't know YouTube's algorithm. Like, I don't know if long titles are bad, but I've always tried to avoid titles that long, because I feel like you're going to confuse things. But then again, you might be hitting, because you're getting some views, you might be hitting a lot of different search terms in those. So that was like my only kind of like head scratcher. What do you know about that?
Yeah, so let me just tell you, like, one of the titles here. You can't see it on screen, but like this one here, the 65 Kinky Straight sorry if I pronounce any of this wrong. So the full title of this one is Kinky Straight Outre Niche OG DRB 425/1 Lace Front Wig Dupe for New Soft and Natural Niche 203 ? There's a lot going on there. You could argue that it's almost too keyword rich heavy, and it's not really. There's not much emotion attached to that title. There could be more of a reason to get somebody to click because of like how difficult it is, or how long it takes, or how much it costs, or who is this hairstyle similar to in terms of a famous celebrity. I think you might be right there in that it's not. I wouldn't call this keyword stuffing. I just think there may be too much description going on in there, and less emotional draw to the click. So I think you raised a good point there. Our studies have shown that a title should be no less than 20 characters. I think that's obvious, and most people are well over 20 characters. But there doesn't seem to be any impact on a title if it's longer. However, when you look at all of these titles, once you see the ellipses, and is there enough of an explanation in the title from what you can read? Does that make you to click? Does that make you want to click? I think you have to think of the viewer's point of view. Am I going to click on this title because it works, or am I missing some context here because it's too long? I think there's something to think about there. One final thing I would also point out as well is you maybe want to try the before and after thumbnail effects, because some of these thumbnails are fantastic and the hairstyles are great. I would maybe like to see what your hair looked like before, and then the payoff of where it got to in the thumbnail, and then the viewer realizes, wow, you were able to transform that hair into that style. I want to know more. I'll click on it. I think there's an example of it here, a little bit, where there's two thumbnails, but you may want to experiment with that as well. But generally speaking, Chimera Jewels, great channel, areas for improvement, but just keep on doing what you're doing. Let's move on to another channel. I think that was the Twitter submission there. We appreciate that. And now we are going to audit channel 181. Let's see what we have here. Okay, it's a mukbang channel. I have no idea what these channels are. I understand that mukbang is some type of eating craze that's going on, but other than that, I'm really lost. It's another channel that's hidden their subscriber count, and it's called K Runchu Hua. That's how I'm going to pronounce your channel. I could be completely wrong, but since you added the A at the end with an exclamation mark, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. Judging from your view counts, I'd say you're maybe a channel with over 500 subscribers, but less than 1,000. And it's you going around eating stuff from fast food restaurants, it seems to be. I mean, I don't have any issues with that per se as a viewer. I guess my question would be is what differentiates you from all of the other channels that are doing this? Like, why should I watch you eat a fillet of fish and fries from McDonald's? What's unique about that? And from somebody who really doesn't know this genre at all, I'm not seeing a really enticing reason to click there. Dan, you gave us a huge sigh there. Why was that?
Well, is mukbang a really widely used search term? I believe so. Knowing nothing about this genre, I always thought mukbang was like an actual channel name, not like a search term. This is news to me.
We'll do a search, but I'm pretty if I can even spell it right. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so this is like a
huge channels. Like if you just did that as a search by itself, you got million subscriber channels doing
high competition.
And some Korean channel, I think, is cleaning up here.
Yeah.
In the genre.
Well, I know this isn't super helpful, but I might start playing around with your titling a little bit.
Fantastic thumbnail, by the way.
That's amazing.
That's the best thumbnail I've ever seen. But people hate the video for some reason. It's got 15% likes. But yeah, sorry, Dan. What were we talking about then? Yeah.
It's okay. I would start playing around with your titling a little bit, and that's only because your views they're there, but they're very consistent. And if we're looking to kind of grow, I'm not seeing really any risks. I guess not seeing a lot of testing at first glance here.
Yeah.
And I would just start, just because that term is so saturated and it looks like the market has been cornered. I would start playing around a little bit with just some different strategies. I know that's really vague. I just don't know enough about the food eating genre.
Just looking through the thumbnails here. Which ones do we like most? I kind of like that one for some reason. I guess because it has you're selling action in the thumbnail with you like almost putting the food in your mouth, whereas on the other ones it's kind of like a smile, or you're too far in the background to really see what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think in a lot of these, I think maybe you need to, if you can, get an image of you with a clear background, because sometimes the backgrounds are just a little too busy and there's too much going on in some of these. So see if you can get like a clear wall background, might help you in some of the thumbnails. But yeah, I think, Dan, you summed that up quite well there. It's like you look at the channel and you think, okay, this is a person who eats stuff, a mukbang channel. Where's the excitement? Where's the danger? Or where's the reason to click? And I think that what's going to differentiate you from your competitors? A channel banner, I don't get that at all. If you can update that, that'd be great. Because you're certainly not somebody who loves driving, and that's how I would interpret a channel banner. If you can fix that, so have a look at the about section, see if we can find anything else there. You're super foodie. So what I would suggest here is, I'm just quickly scanning your about section, and it feels as like it's all about you, like why you like to do this and what you're doing on YouTube. Think about what your audience wants from you. What are you going to give to them? What value can they get out of the content? And try and include that in the about section, but also include that in the titles and your strategy as well. And Dan, if you want to know more information about what mukbangs are, you can use that link. I'll send you it in our Slack channel. All right. What are we up to now? So we're at 295, but we have 340 submissions. So wow, we need to go over 300 this time. And now we'll select some more channels. How many people have we got watching right now? 290. Thank you for continuing to support us here on New Year's Eve. We're at channel 18. Have we already done this channel? I don't think we have. It's Top Gaming Plays. So from just the channel name itself, I would assume this is like a montage, a gaming montage channel. Would I be right? The answer is I don't really know.
I'm seeing a lot of Dr. Disrespect.
And some Apex Legends stuff as well.
Yeah. Apex Legends Easter egg finally solved. Like, and I haven't even finished kind of like taking this all in, but just what popped in my head as soon as I read that out loud was something was solved. What was the thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to want to click on it because I'm not sure what was solved. I'm not really invested.
This is the thing, but it's so small in the thumbnail that we can't work out what it is. So.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I try really hard not to be like mean about this, but I have a bit of an aversion to channels I see out there where they're kind of using the face of somebody else to kind of, showcase whatever that video is about. It doesn't really tell me anything. So it seems like you're a fan of Dr. Disrespect, but I would say your channel should be more about you, I guess. Is that, you see what I'm kind of getting at?
Well, it's kind of similar to this channel that we looked at before, where they were using this Tech as Kid channel as kind of like their reference point for a lot of content.
But I would say this is different because they're using their video is about that person. Where I'm seeing, just based on the title and thumbnail alone, I'm guessing that this is, I'm trying to demonstrate rage. This is what Dr. Disrespect looks like when he rages, and so I'm going to put him side by side with me when I'm raging. That's just kind of like my just gut knee-jerk reaction when I kind of see that. You know what I mean? You're kind of using his face out of context. If the channel was reviewing a Dr. or maybe reacting to Dr. Disrespect, that would be just
okay. So maybe I guess if this Dr. Disrespect is featured prominently in the content, that would need to be clearer in the thumbnail and the title a little bit.
And I guess if you're just maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're covering rage moments from other broadcasters at large, and I guess makes more sense.
He's like the highlight one, which would be a good way to do this.
Right. So I'm being a little hasty there with my judgment, but I guess that's just kind of my first reaction when I look at the channel, look at the thumbnails, look at the titles. I'm like, okay, so who's this channel about? What's going on? And that would be my advice, though. If Dr. Disrespect's in your thumbnail, I kind of expect a video about him, about these other streamers that you're featuring in your thumbnails.
Yeah. Now, having said that, with 78 subscribers, the channel's got some pretty good views here. Like some of the Disrespect ones got 4,000 views, 200 views here. So you're getting more views than subscribers. So I think,
true.
As Dan said earlier on, make sure your calls to action are more effective for when those viewers watch your content, they stay and subscribe to continue to watch more. Usual things about thumbnails, a bit too much text going on here, and the thumbnails are too busy themselves, like especially the Easter egg one here. If you're showing something that's been discovered in a thumbnail in a game, show it more prominently. You can still tease it a little bit. It could be like blown up, but it could be blurred out, or you could maybe show like the gun aspect of it, but just make sure we can see a lot of it on thumbnail, because at the size, the only valuable part of this thumbnail is this bottom corner. Everything else is just colors, and it doesn't really tell me anything about what's in the thumbnail. Anyway, that was Top Gaming Plays. The next channel we are going to look at is number 7. Oh, have we already audited this channel? We may have done. We haven't, no. Although I think we may have audited this channel in the past, because it's a Lego stop motion channel. Although I can't remember seeing that banner. No, I think this. I don't know if we have audited this channel. It looks similar, and yet it looks different to what we've looked at before.
Yeah,
and it looks to be a Lego Lego and Marvel style stop motion animation. So brilliant! You're definitely nailing your colors to the flag there in terms of this is what my channel is going to be about. yes, Lego stop motion, but we're going to look at popular culture. And I think because of that, you're getting some nice views. Like, if your first video on YouTube gets 100 views, I think that's something to celebrate, absolutely. And then the ones that have gone on from that, 200 views, 220, looks like you were tying into Spider-Man a little bit there. And then you've got some Mandalorian stuff going on with that new series just being released on Disney+. So I think brilliant stuff going on here, absolutely. My question is, could you produce more content? Maybe that's difficult because it's stop motion. It takes a long time to create. Fully understand that. Imagine if you were able to recreate some of the most popular scenes from the latest Star Wars movie that came out. You could maybe do 5 different videos on that topic. I think that'd be really good. Thumbnails for me, Dan, we're giving them a thumbs up here because virtually none of them have any text in there.
Yeah.
And they're focused on the characters, which is brilliant to see. And the ones where you're trying to sell some action, like this one where Jango Fett I think, is flying and the gun is pointing at someone holding a lightsaber. I agree. That is absolutely perfect. That's the type of thumbnail you should be going for. And I think it's your most popular video as well. Whereas this one with the Lego Avengers, it's just a little more crowded. What is interesting here is that you've got Stormtroopers and Avenger characters in the same thumbnail. What would be far more effective is if you had like them lined up on one side, like the Avengers, and then the Stormtroopers on the other side, and then that would be, I think, would create a much better contrast than jumbling them all together like this. So I'm really getting into this channel. I think there's a lot of potential here. Any other thoughts there, Dan, for this one?
No, this is awesome. I mean, the channel is relatively young and has good views, and I'm going to say what I tend to say when I see views like this is calls to action. Just make sure somewhere, if it's stop motion, you're probably not commentating over it. So without watching, I don't know. But something that pops up, hey, subscribe in the first 30 seconds.
Absolutely, yeah. And just one other thing I would say as well is that a lot of your videos are short, understandable because it's stop motion. Make sure that you're distributing this content on other social media platforms as well. So that'll be Instagram, Twitter. Don't just let YouTube be your home, because it could be that on TikTok or elsewhere you could be a lot more popular, a lot quicker with this type of content. Let's move on to another channel that is going to be 279. We're going to the other end of the auditing spectrum here. Nope, not that one. Let's type that in again. 279. Okay, that's a weird link. It's another Lego channel. Is this going to take? Is this a search link or?
I don't like links like that.
Yeah,
personally.
Sorry, folks. You need to put in your channel URL, or else we're going to get a little worried about what's going to come up on screen. So just like that, a YouTube link will help us look at your channel. And this is going to be from Don Valenzuela. Apologies if I pronounce your name wrong. First things first, I always give people a hard time for using default channel banners. I have seen this channel banner enough times now to make me almost want to quit YouTube. Please create a custom channel banner rather than using one of these stock ones. Having said that, it looks like you're a gaming channel, I think, with Bloons TD5. And Sliver IO is there as well. I think it's just a creator who's...
I think they've just come back.
They have, yes. So he took a big break and he came back about a month ago. But in those 4 videos, you've done... Alright, it's 2 Roblox ones, a Sliver IO, and then a 14-year-old kid does amazing backflips in a maze. So it looks like you're just trying to find your way on YouTube. My advice is make 50 YouTube videos on whatever topics you want. Learn how to create custom thumbnails. Learn what you're most passionate about on YouTube with the topics. Learn what your audience reacts to best with your content, and then start to refine where you're going to go in the future, I would say. And I make videos on a Chromebook. Well, I'm also going to say props to you if you're able to edit videos on a Chromebook.
Yeah.
That is a challenge in itself, that. I love Chromebooks, but they are not video editing machines, so congratulations on being able to use one of them.
That latest video right there, how to download Roblox onto a Chromebook, I would have led with a thumbnail that has Roblox featured more prominently than I would the Chromebook and logos and stuff you've got going on. you could have made like a Roblox just thumbnail with a character standing there, and then a Google logo, like a Chromebook logo.
Absolutely. I would say, is it Roblox is the one sort of thread that's going through your most recent content. So if that's where you're going to go, do stick with it. Although this one was your most popular video, I think, with 20 views.
Oh, interesting.
So I think this is where you need to experiment, Don. Find out which is the games you most enjoy playing and which you're going to have I guess Roblox and Sliver.io both have quite a good longevity because they've both been around for a couple of years. So see which one just works best for you and your audience.
Yeah.
And we'll move on.
Good luck.
To the next channel, which is 147. What time are we on? Where are we? Okay. We've got a little while to go here before we need to clock off. And this one is going to be Big Bear. I think that's another generic channel banner. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is.
It must be, because this is a gaming channel.
There we go. Dan spotted it. Okay. Are these two channels identical almost in that they're channels that are just trying to find their way on YouTube? They've had a big break. Well, it's almost like the same person almost, just different bits of content.
Funny Rocket League fail, calculated. That could have all been one title. Those are all individual titles. GTA 5. So definitely titles could use a little bit of work. First glance.
Yeah.
It looks like you like to play a lot of Rocket League, which is cool. Rocket League montage got 14 views. I don't see anything that's gotten more than that, so that's good. Rocket League is really cool. Do you know anything about Rocket League?
I've heard a lot about it, but I've just never played it. This feels like micro machines for the 21st century.
It's car soccer.
Yeah,
I mean that's what it is. But I've enjoyed it. I'm really bad at it. When I see Rocket League thumbnails, I see a lot more action than there is in that one.
Yeah,
and I would have definitely, since it's a montage of what I'm assuming are pretty cool moments, I would have tried to take a freeze frame of one of those cool moments.
Big Bear, here's your homework. You don't have to do a new channel banner yet, but please do it for my own sanity. Custom thumbnails. These are all screenshots. I'm pretty sure none of these are actual custom thumbnails. Custom thumbnails that tell the viewer what to expect. And although this is a tiny sample size, look at how when your titles have no structure at all, like it's just funny or fail or whatever, and nobody's searching for it at all, versus Rocket League montage, you've got 600% more views. I know it's 2 views versus 14 views, but you've got like double, quadruple the amount of views just because you spent a little bit more time on the titling. So those are the things to think about going forward with your channel. Let's move on to another one.
Uploaded from...
what was that?
I was just going to say, these may be uploaded from like a console. And maybe that's why they're just, there's not a whole lot there. But yeah, keep at it.
281 is the next channel. I'm just all I want to know is if this channel has a custom channel banner. That's all I'm interested for this one. You'll get the confetti of love if you do. Yeah.
Oh, I like it too.
And Enyasia, I think, is that? Am I
The Sims. Oh, man.
220 subscribers for you. And so you're recognizing this as the Sims channel.
Yeah. Okay, I've seen some
things going on here.
Some Sims channels in the past do really well too. Like you can do so much with that game. Okay, so thumbnails are pretty busy.
Too much text, I would say, for most of them.
Yeah, the ones that are more visually appealing would be the ones where it's just the character with very minimal text there, and the character's clearly visible, like as taking up a good chunk of the frame, almost a third of the frame.
Yeah,
I would stick to doing that because even the views on those are pretty decent. The update video, just like the text there's really hard to read, for example.
Yeah.
That video on the top right, or one over from the top right, I don't know what that says.
Yes, you are correct.
Even zooming in.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try to read it because it doesn't look as if it's text I want to read anyway. So the one common thread throughout this channel's content is the create a sim stuff.
Yeah,
like we've got a couple of hundred views on some of these, which is really good. Like, and one the standout one here, which is 1000. Like, why did that one do far better than any of the others? I just want to check, is this content appropriate? I don't know why, but something seems a little odd with this content, so I would just be a little hesitant of that in places.
I see.
But yeah, I think that the common theme here is these creator sim ones. I'd just niche down on that topic if that's doing really well. Make the next series of videos on that, and maybe the sim gets more wild and crazy with each creation, and you improve the thumbnail creation along with that to help you. Like, whether you probably don't need the text in there at all, I would say, or maybe just a single bit of text, the name of a person, and then that would be it for the contents. But that is Enyasia with your 227 subscribers, and we'll move on to another channel, which is 206. What do we have here? Gaming channel called Antivirus. Oh, looks as if I've got quite a few subscribers here, Dan. So hopefully something to sink your teeth into.
Oh, yeah.
13,000 subscribers for you.
Well done.
Okay, so just as I'm scrolling through the videos, my sense is that there are one or two videos that have picked up a lot of views for your channel. Yeah, there's a few here with like 10, 20, 70,000. So let's see what's going on with most popular. So I think this is a good example, Dan, of where you suggest to creators, like, if you want to find your niche in YouTube, it's to help viewers get something, enable something, unlock something, get something for cheaper, unlock a secret, etc., etc. And these all seem to be like how to get an outfit, or how to get lucky tickets and animated skins and that type of thing. So those are the videos that do well for the channel.
This is a great example because, if you're just getting here, we covered just not long ago a gaming channel that was playing mobile games and you free to play games as well that have these things in them where they're I'm guessing microtransactions where you can pick up these things, in the store, for example, and you can cover that. You can make a video out of that, and it looks like this channel's done something similar there, or showing you how to get something that might be hard to obtain. I don't know too much about these particular games, so forgive me there. But yeah, great examples, and it looks like even the videos that are not about,
I was just looking at that. Well. I was trying to find the ones which weren't necessarily about the tutorials. So the Cyber Hunter experience, that video didn't do quite as well. Rules of survival. Maybe that was a bit too vague for the viewer to know what value they were going to get to it. But on this one, how to equip an outfit emote to any outfit on a particular game, that seemed to do really well.
Yeah.
The how-tos necessarily, I think, are the best videos. Thumbnail-wise, I think there could be a little bit of improvement. I think consistency-wise, some of the thumbnails are effective, but from one thumbnail to the other, it doesn't look as if they come from the same video creator. So I think a bit of cleanup there, and you seem to be using different text, or there's just random bits of the text that appear, such as the name of a game, which doesn't necessarily work that well with the content, I would suggest. And also, one final thing I will just hasten to add is, it seems as if a lot of your content is how to get stuff for free or less or unlock, and just make sure that you're doing that legitimately, that these are things that are not against terms of service for the game, or like a hack that's going to get people banned from a game. Because I'm just seeing that some of these videos have like slightly higher likes to dislikes ratio, so maybe what you're promising in the title is not necessarily delivered in the content, so just be aware of that as well. But generally speaking, any gaming channel that has over 10,000 subscribers has had some significant success on YouTube, so congratulations to you on that. All right, another channel. Oh, we probably have already audited this channel if it's so early on in the list. No, I don't think we have. This is one that we did not audit. It's Chris Piggy, I think I'm going to pronounce this channel as. Let's have a look. I like the channel.
Yeah, I like this.
Okay, let's see. Wow,
Roblox?
Right. 800 subscribers, but some nice view counts here. Wow.
Bloxburg Town Speed.
All right. Let's
like
look
a lot
at the
of
about section here.
Bloxburg.
Let's see what this channel is about. So you made Roblox ones, and you're currently surviving off coffee, and you're like, all right. This feels as if there's something very specific that these videos are about. I don't know if it's because of this character I keep seeing. I don't know if that's like the avatar of a person who's playing a game.
Yeah, I think it's a character in the game.
Right. But this channel is certainly doing some good things, especially like this run of games here. Winter updates. So again, it's about news about the game that seems to be doing really well for the channel. All these Santa accessories, you must have nailed that absolutely perfectly for the search intent of like Santa accessories in Roblox trending at that time of year. Really good stuff there. I haven't necessarily maintained it too much, but yeah. I've been around for less than a year as well, and nearly 1,000 subscribers, and some videos getting a lot of views. So I'm liking some stuff here, Dan. Is there anything you're picking up specifically from a gaming perspective? There
are a few thumbnails that have been repeated, but overall, that would be, if I'd see something negative, even if that is negative, it might be working for you. And then for my own personal taste, it takes me a little bit to kind of look at the thumbnail and figure out, like, whoa, what am I looking at?
A little bit, yeah.
But again, some of those crazy thumbnails are still doing really well with views. So watch your call to actions. Make sure you're telling people to subscribe. Yeah.
What I would say here is this is a good example of consistency in thumbnails. So you know from video to video that it's the video creator that you've seen before. It's like, oh, it's Chris Piggy. I've seen them before. I can identify this thumbnail instantly. So I'm just going to watch their content, whatever it's about. So you're creating a loyalty there, which I think is good with your thumbnails. I agree that some of them are a little bit busy. You're using emojis in your titles, which is interesting. I'm not going to say that's right or wrong. It just makes your titles colourful, and I think they tend to be working in most of these. Again, I would just maybe sort by most popular and see if there's a particular theme in the content or the titling that is helping your audience click on them more than anything else. And I'm just wondering what there is there. There's nothing jumping out at me there as to why one might be clicked more than the others. I guess this one here is a standout one, isn't it, Dan, in terms of it is a little bit of a simpler thumbnail.
Yeah.
Gets a lot more views. Like there's intrigue in the thumbnail. Rich girl morning routine within a video game. There's some interest for me in there, which might make me click on it.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those where I would say keep it up.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. I think you're going to cross 1,000 subscribers very quickly in the new year. And consistency, I think the foundation of this channel is the consistency. They're playing the same game. It feels like they're delivering the content that the audience wants to watch. The titling structure is quite consistent. There's a lot of the fact that you're, I think, delivering mostly the value that the audience expects with each video. That's why your channel is doing well in its own growing niche here. So well done to you, sir. All right. Well, I think, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up to the 2 hours. Whew, that's been another amazing... Oh, my soundboard has stopped working. It's not playing any music. Anyway, great. That's awesome. I've lost my train of thought now because something's not working. All right, I'm going to bring it back to the main screen now. Let's see if I can get it to work one more time. There we go. The music's working this time. Thank you very much. So, folks, that was the final channel audits here at vidIQ for 2019. I think we have done, I would say, at least 45 weeks of audits this year. And given the fact we go through maybe 20 to 30 channels each week, that puts us on pace for, what's the quick maths there? About 1,000 channels at least that we've audited this year, so we hope you've taken a lot of value from them. Somebody actually did just post a super chat, which I do appreciate. It wasn't, unfortunately, for you, Dan, asking how much an audit would be from you. It was somebody saying thank you for all of the value you provide and giving us $2. So appreciate that. I just can't see who sent it. Let me have a look. I think it was vidIQ that sent that one, so thank you very much. And of course, we will be back next week. We'll jump into 2020 and we will continue to audit your channel. And at this point, we say goodbye to all of you who have spent your New Year's Eve with vidIQ. Dan, I'll let you read out some channel names first before it goes nuts.
Alrighty, I see Ghost Band, Arena Boss Gaming, Crypto, Chili. Gigi. Oh my gosh. Why are your names so long? Wild G204. Sammy. Amulet. Oh no. Ace Johnson. It's gone. I don't know.
So if you've noticed,
it hurts my brain.
Every channel name is prefixed with.
Yeah, I don't know why they all did that. Some kind of trend we need to learn about, I guess. Fandom Spotlight, Smack, Awkwardly Kim, Creative Potterhead, Logan, something, Crypto.
All right, let me take over. Gordon Ramsay, 46, Married Games, Mr. Funny, Brando, Mid Subs, Varun Kumar, BM Titan, Ouija Boss, hashtag Luigi, you are loved, Clan with no plan, I like that username, Greenlight from Dreamer to Filmmaker, and now it's just too fast. Smack Star, Sharim X69X, Awkwardly Kim, you've already said that one, Dan, Mr. Funny, Sam, Game Official, The Artist Heaven, you are the one moderator who's in here right now, and I do appreciate all of the fantastic help you provide us with, and I think you did just post the Discord link. We are going to do a better job with Discord in the new year. We've got it set up. I think it's ready to go. We just need to spend a little bit more time in there talking to you folks.
Is ready
you
to go.
can start the conversation, continue the conversation afterwards there. And it just leaves me to say, for the final time this year, time is the most important currency in the world, in my personal opinion. You just spent some of that time with us here at the vidIQ channel audits. We hope we gave you some value. Remember, that's what you're trying to do with your audience. Give them as much value as possible in the time they share with you. Dan, it has been an honor and a privilege. Hopefully we'll get to see you again in the new year for some more auditing. I think Travis will be back next week. And it's now time for us to do some awkward waving and say, on behalf of vidIQ, Happy New Year, everyone. And if you are starting your YouTube channel in 2020, my first advice to you is this. Just start. Stop thinking, get something out there, and start to enjoy the YouTube journey. Enjoy the rest of your video making day and your video making year.